After posting a few of my shot on iPhone short films, I've been getting a ton of questions on how I achieve this swirl bokeh look in the background of all of my shots. And today I wanted to share with you exactly how I achieved this look very easily and very quickly as well. You can do it inside of Final Cut Pro or Premiere, but this tutorial is going to be inside Davinci Resolve. These shots here I'm going to be showing you have been shot on my iPhone for my recent projects, but you can really do this with any shot on any camera. It really doesn't matter. All right, so we are inside of Davinci Resolve right now, and I've got 4 different clips to share with you. One from an upcoming short film, another one which was an A camera YouTube setup that I did that was shot on my iPhone, and the last 2 were also different shots from a recent short film that I posted called The Trolley Problem. So having a look at this, essentially what I like to do, and don't be too concerned about this node setup that I have here. This is just my power grade setup that I like to use with my iPhone color grading process. Essentially what I've got going on here is all of my generic primary adjustments just before this parallel node here, which includes exposure, balance, contrast, midtone detail, all that stuff you don't really need to worry about. And then at the end here, these last 3 nodes are my iPhone conversion LUT, my film grade and look creator, as well as just some effects, additional things that I have here. But everything that is mainly being done is on this main node here, after the primary adjustments, but before the look and everything that is kind of being applied there. So what I like to call this is just, we can call it like the swirl, for example. Now, what I like to do first is add a magic mask. So I go into the magic mask section, which is this little button just here. And then I hit better because I want to make sure the mask is really accurate. I'll draw this pen tool here just to go over my subject, and it can be something just like this. I'll hit on the filter mode or the toggle the mask overlay just so I can see exactly what it's selected. And this is already looking pretty good. As you can see, she's being selected quite nicely. I'll just add her hair here on the right-hand side. And then just for some safekeeping, I'll switch over to the minus pen tool just to subtract everything on the outside because I don't want any of this stuff. So that's looking pretty good. If I just turn this off and on, I'll essentially then hit the track button. It'll then track everything forward and backwards. This is a pretty quick shot, so it shouldn't take too long. And then the most important part is that because I want the swirl to be added to the background and not my subject, essentially I'll go over here and invert the actual mask and put it on the background. So now it's perfectly attached on the background here. So essentially I'll now disable this, and the magic source that I like to apply is what we call the radial blur. It's an included effect inside of Davinci Resolve. There should be something in Premiere and Final Cut Pro, but yeah, this is the radial blur that I love to use. Now I'll drag and drop this on top of the blur, or the actual, I'll drag the blur on top of the clip. And as you can see, wow, we've got already such a crazy look. So we can kind of like disable this and re-enable it and have a look and see what this is looking like. You can see there's a bit of artifacting here, but if I go into full screen, you can see this is a crazy look already, and we've got a bit of ghosting happening here. So I like to do it, and the important thing to do with this effect is to do it really subtly. So I like just to bring it down maybe to about just around about there. I think that looks good. And then I'll just disable it and re-enable it just to get the exact look that I like. I might add it a little bit more, maybe 3.9 is a good level. And that's pretty much all I do. Now, as you can see, there is some artifacting still coming in here. So what I'll probably do is head over to the timeline, and I'll just zoom in the shot a little bit more, just like that, just to get rid of it. And then if I do that, I'll just need to ensure that I re-enable the mask here like that. And yeah, that is pretty much it. It is the combination of magic mask and radial blur to very quickly show you how I do it on some of the other clips. Now this clip here is like a 10-minute long B-roll shot, which just took way too long in order to magic mask track. So what I did instead of the magic mask is that if I re-enable this mode, as you can see, we've got it enabled here and not, is that I've just done a power window and just feathered it on the outside. So I've just used the pen tool, drawn a mask right around of my subject, which is my face, and then blurred it out using the softness tool. So added a bit of inside and outside, as you can see here. If I like increase this, it increases it. If I decrease it, go like that, just to give it some nice fall off. And then I do the exact same thing, add the radial blur, and it works quite well throughout the shot, and it does the exact same effect. So if I disable it and re-enable it, boom, it's pretty much done. You just got to be really careful not to overdo it in the end. Having a look at some more complicated shots here. Again, I've got and called this the Petzval look, which is pretty much because it replicates the Petzval and the Helios lenses, I guess you could call it. And this one's a little bit more complicated. It's the combination of using a power window here as well as a magic mask. If I enable the magic mask, you can see that I've left some of the gaps inside, but it's really just to highlight and make sure that I capture all of this. So if I disable the mask here, show the radial blur, you can see it's not perfect, but for a shot like this, it works quite well, and you can see the outside of all the stuff. But if I really wanted to do this even more, I would like individually get each grain of the trolley, but that's a really complicated shot to kind of like do all at once. And lastly, yeah, this is another simple one too. I didn't use a mask on this one. I just use a power window just to kind of circle her out. Again, if I had more time, I would mask out the mirror and everything like that, but I didn't do it for this shot. But as you can see, if I turn on the radial blur here and disable that, so radial blur on, off, and I always keep it under around about 0.4. I think that's a great way to do it. And that is pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. All of these iPhone shots have been graded with my iPhone power grades as well too, which you can find the link in the description. But until next time, have a wonderful day, stay safe, and of course, do take care.